After my traumatic brain injury, the Hulk became one of my favorite superheroes because I could relate to a character that lost his control whenever he was angry or frustrated. Do you have an inner Hulk in your brain? Most people are good at keeping their inner Hulk under control, but after a brain injury, this becomes more difficult. Sometimes your inner Hulk slips out, making you more emotional, irritable, or angry. Something may trigger you and you just snap and lose your ability to reason. Finding yourself yelling, hitting a wall, or throwing something across the room. You may act regardless of the consequences. As we all know, Hulk wants to smash. Grrr. You may feel like you're constantly holding back your emotions from outbursting. And this can be tiring. As smart as Bruce Banner is, even he has difficulty controlling the big green monster. After a brain injury, it's common for areas in your brain responsible for processing good judgment, reasoning, and self-awareness to be damaged. Poor brain functioning in these critical adulting skills will be reflected in your behavior. Normally, self-monitoring and good judgment brain functions help you weigh the consequences of your behavior. Self-monitoring helps you judge socially appropriate behavior and understand the limits of your capabilities. If these brain functions are disrupted, say hello to the Hulk. Until these brain functions come back online, I recommend you have a trusted family member or friend help you recognize when your inner Hulk is beginning to take over your brain and behavior. These loved ones can help you move away from the situation that is triggering you and remind you to use your therapy strategies to help you regain control. My inner Hulk was terrible. She would snap at people, interrupt people while they were talking, and she cussed a lot more than I normally would cuss. As adults, our brain normally filters the things we say, inhibiting inappropriate words or thoughts from coming out of our mouth. After my brain injury, my filter was damaged. I was saying things I would have kept to myself, and I didn't even care what the consequences of the things I said either. This post-head injury behavior ended up affecting my personal and professional relationships. When my self-awareness returned, I was able to look back on my behavior and see things I wish I had not done or said. By noting my blunders and identifying what triggered my behavior, over time, I was able to avoid repeating the bad behavior. I did this through journaling. Journaling is a great tool to employ to learn what triggers your inner Hulk. After I learned my triggers, I was able to better communicate with my family. I could identify when I felt stressed and overwhelmed at work and was able to use my coping strategies, such as taking a deep breathing break. I regained the skill of keeping my mouth shut and listening more. Over time, I regained my credibility at work and nurtured my relationships with my family and friends. I remember when my self-awareness and the ability to feel regret and embarrassment returned. Emotions I had not realized I had lost after my traumatic brain injury. Despite these uncomfortable feelings, I was excited too. This was a good sign that my brain was healing. If my self-awareness could return, this gave me hope that my other brain functions would return in time too. If you're struggling with anger outbursts, you might enjoy this book. It's called I'll Carry the Fork: Recovering a Life After a Brain Injury by Kara Swanson. These days, my superhero is She-Hulk because I still struggle with my emotions, but I feel I'm better and smarter about dealing with them. I'm not perfect, but we all know all Hulks like to smash. Get better, feel stronger. Take care.